Questions for reflection. Our first reading is taken from the book of Tobit. It's an amazing little book in the Old Testament canon of the Catholic and Orthodox churches. It tells the story of a devout and righteous Israelite named Tobit, a captive in Nineveh, probably written in the 2nd century BC. Tobit recounts, "I walked in paths of truth and in good works all the days of my life." However, though righteous and faithful, Tobit suffers serious loss. Notice he stays faithful. His problems are the same kinds of problems which followed Job in the book of Job. This reality, problems, suffering, sickness, falling on righteous men, ran counter to much prevailing thought among the Jewish people that difficulties and sorrows all came because of sin, the sin of the one experiencing them. But Tobit, like Job, bears witness to an important, deeper truth for all believers. And this is that truth. We follow the Lord not for what we get, but for who He is. And we trust that even in difficulty, He's present with us. How do we respond to suffering, struggle, and loss? The psalmist leads us to remember God does send blessings, but we're called to be righteous, to fear the Lord. Some of the happiest people I have ever known are those who in the midst of sickness or declining health have trusted the Lord. They walk in a deep and abiding relationship with Him and receive the grace to join their own suffering with His, being transformed in the process. Then there's failure, setbacks in the task of our daily life. Let's face it, we will fail, at least in the eyes of some who do not have the eyes to see deeper truth. The beauty of living by faith, of walking in trust, is that we discover that in the classroom of our lives, it's our failures that become our greatest teachers on the road to conversion and transformation. The truly successful people I know were educated in the school of failure. Our gospel is the parable of the wicked tenants. In this parable, the wicked tenants were the leaders of Israel. The servants God sent were the prophets. They were not well received by Israel. Biblical history tells us of the shameful treatment and deaths of so many of these prophets and servants of the Lord. The beloved Son in the parable refers to Jesus, the beloved Son of God the Father. Even though the tenants of the vineyard treated the landlord's servants poorly, He, in His unfathomable mercy, still sent His only Son to them. Now, working in the vineyard is symbolic of our call to live our real lives in the Lord, fully participating in the church, His body, as she continues her mission. And it's in the vineyard of the church we become equipped to participate in that mission in the vineyard of the world. The church is a vineyard. The world is a vineyard. We are the workers, and the hour is now. The church has been sent into the world to bring the world into the church. The church is a seed, a sign, a beginning of the kingdom, making the kingdom present in a world wounded by the effects of sin and waiting to be born anew. And the Lord continues His work through you and me. We are His workers, and it matters little what time of day we enter the field. The Catholic Catechism presents the church as a vineyard. in these words. The church is a cultivated field, the tillage of God. On that land, the ancient olive tree grows, whose holy roots were the prophets, and in which the reconciliation of Jews and Gentiles has been brought about and will be brought about again. That land, like a choice vineyard, has been planted by the heavenly cultivator. The true vine is Christ, who gives life, fruitfulness to the branches. That is, to us who through the church remain in Christ, without whom we can do nothing. Paragraph 755. Do we understand? We are workers in the vineyard of the Lord.